Hello everybody and welcome back to M&J Games. Now in today's rebuild, we're going to look at the St. Louis Cardinals. So last time I looked at the Chicago Cubs, and I said at the beginning of the video, the Cubs are my team, and so I decided, you know what, might as well go with my rival, St. Louis Cardinals, and try to have them win a World Series. Now the thing I've recognized so far with this game is this game doesn't seem to like the Cardinals that much. Um, Whether it's the video I did the other day or just when I've played through stuff already, it seems like the Cardinals might do okay the first season and then they really, really struggle afterwards. So I think it's a good team to rebuild because I think in real life they have great pitching. Their offense is opportunistic, I guess you could say, but it's not great. So we'll see, and we'll see what we can kind of do to better the team. So I think some players they have on here perform better in real life than the game expects them to. So let's start with the Cardinals. Let's see. Let's go down to, so everything's going to be the same. Now, one thing I need to do here, all these need to be auto-managed. Last time I accidentally started and put that on manage, and it didn't quite do stuff right for me. So I have this all into auto-manage, and I'll choose in the off-season because I want to be able to make the roster moves. So I'll do that independently because I don't want them to sign people that I don't want to sign. So let's just go ahead and jump to the regular season. So let's look at our roster once this saves because that's the key. We need to kind of look at where we're at. So let's start with our pitching rotation. I mean, Jack Flaherty's a beast. He's a stud. In my opinion, he has all the potential to be a top 5 pitcher in baseball. And at times it's looked like it. Miles Michaelis, okay, Carlos Martinez, understandable why he's down. Ponce de Leon. So this is strange just because at the end of last season, you know, you look at Wainwright, Hudson, like I know Hudson's actually hurt this year, but you know, I thought he would have been rated higher. I understand Wainwright being where he's at, but Wainwright always seems to kind of outperform his expectations because he just keeps on playing. So we'll see. None of these guys are that great. I'm actually surprised at how low some of the pitching numbers are for this team. I don't really know why he's a starter, but we'll start with that. Andrew Miller, Gallegos, Jordan Hicks. Okay, I understand him being right there. He's been hurt a couple of years. John Gantz, he should be higher. He's a really good pitcher. Alex Reyes, he should be higher as well, although I know he's been hurt, so we haven't really seen too much from him. I mean, yeah, his numbers should be higher in terms of his overall. So we'll see. I think his should be higher too because he's a beast. All right, Andrew Miller, understand that. Okay, so we got a little bit to work with there. Let's look at the lineups. Tommy Edman, Harrison Bader. See, I'm actually surprised with how average his contact is because I would think it would be lower because he does struggle. Nolan Arenado, of course. Paul Goldschmidt. Paul DeYoung. Yeah, looks about right. Matt Carpenter. Yadier Molina. Yadi's still going strong. Keeps surprising. Tyler O'Neill. Understandable. Dylan Carlson. Yeah. So we'll start with how they have it and just kind of see where we go from there, kind of at the All-Star break and what we need to do. So I'm going to go ahead and sim to the All-Star break, and I'll let you know what I do with the draft picks. So see you guys then. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the trade deadline. Now, as you can see, we're hanging in there, 58 and 46, so 12 over. So let's look at the overall standings. And runs scored, runs against. So we, according to this, have the best pitching staff in the division and second best offense, which kind of makes sense while we're in second. So we're actually not that good at home. 1 under 500 at home, better on the road, much better at night. Okay, interesting. So if we look at the wild card, we are in the lead, and we are, looks like a couple, we got a pretty good lead right there. We're 3.5 up, it looks like, on the Phillies, so 4 up on the Mets. Okay, so we're in a solid position. You know, let me go back and look at that real quick, so you can see the batting average, slugging, on-base percentage, fielding, ERA. So ERA is good. Let's look at what the Cubs are doing. So Cubs are a little bit better batting average, a little bit better slugging, on-base, fielding, and their ERA is better. Okay, so let's look at the draft picks because I haven't looked at them yet. So There we go. Sorry, I forgot for a second. I was like, where are they at? All right, so a couple solid picks in the draft. This guy, left fielder. Wow, that's awesome. Got him in the 4th round. Okay. So these guys have signed. Let's see. 2nd round. He's an 18-year-old. I like that. This is my 1st round pick. I'm lacking at second baseman. I thought this guy could be a good projection, but obviously he'd be an average player at best. This guy average. So I mean, there's no terrible picks, but there's a couple really good ones that I'm happy with. Um, let's see. So 61. So there's a couple guys who are at 68 overall, which is good. So they're in a position to maybe play in a couple years. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna see if there are any potential trades to make, and then I will see you guys at the end of the season. All right, so we're still at the trade deadline. I just wanted to show you guys a trade that I'm going to make. Um, so Harrison Bader's having an average year. Nothing too crazy though. I feel like you can replace that. Um, so here's kind of the guys I have right now, and Paul DeYoung's just having a horrendous year. And I mean, if you look at his attributes, I mean, it's just going to get worse. So there's also this 19-year-old top prospect that I have that looks like he's still a ways away. And since I'm trying to win this thing in at least the next 3 years, I'm going to trade for Gleyber Torres by trading Paul DeYoung, Harrison Bader, Reynel Delgado. And I tried to get Corey Dickerson back in this, but they wouldn't quite let me. So I'm going to get Clint Frazier to get something back. And I'll probably try to trade for Corey Dickerson sometime in the offseason because this guy, he always seems to be money. So this is what I'm going to trade for, and now this can upgrade my second base position, and Tommy Edman will be the full-time shortstop, so I think recently he's been playing second base. So I just wanted to show you guys this trade real quick, and I'll see you at the end of the season. All right, guys, welcome back to the end of the season. Now, this has been eventful because we just won 2 of 3 twice in the last 6 games. Well, I guess we lost 2 of 3 there. But now we're in a one-game playoff with the Cubs at both 92 and 70. And then if we look at the standings, let's look there at the wild card. There is now a 4-way tie here. So I have no idea how this is going to end up with whoever wins. So even if we win this game, I want to see kind of what ends up with the Cubs and Mets and so forth. Or sorry, we got a 3-way tie, not a 4-way tie, because they've obviously clinched the top wild card spot. So this is going to be intriguing. Let's now go look at how our players did. So let's see. Let's go to pitching rotation. So Jack Flaherty, good. I want a little bit better. I want close to right around the 3 or under for an ace. Michaelis, I mean, solid. I mean, this guy, my goodness, what in the world? That's awesome. Not very many strikeouts. We don't have a lot of guys who strike out a lot. Flaherty should be at 1 per inning, but we'll see. Dakota Hudson, solid. Carlos Martinez, I mean, Wainwright's going to be done after this year. Ponce de Leon, okay. I mean, you'll take that with a long reliever. Jordan Hicks, it was better at the All-Star break. John Gant, really good. Helsley, not good. Whitley, okay. Guess they just called him up for the end. Gallegos, really good. Roberto Ozuna, and Andrew Miller. These 3 have been solid. These are the 3 guys I'm going to have to rely on, along with John Gant in the postseason. I guess they sent down Alex Reyes earlier in the year. So now let's look at the lineups. Edman, I mean, 16 home runs, okay. 254, I want to see that improve. Goldschmidt, awesome. Torres, awesome. Arenado, pretty good. You know, in the offseason, depending on how we do, I might look to trade him, but just to try to get multiple guys back in return that I can plug into key positions. So we'll keep that in mind. Clint Frazier. Okay, solid. He only had 6 home runs before we traded for him, so it looks like the extra playing time really helped. He improved. Tyler O'Neill, I could probably trade him just because I don't like the low contact rate. Dylan Carlson, that needs to get better. This guy, I don't know who this guy is, but this was the guy that was playing a lot and I guess he didn't end up doing that well, so we just really don't have a great guy. Let's see when they do no DH, who plays center field. Yeah, Tyler O'Neill. Yeah, that's an option. Okay. Victor Carantini, solid. Okay. Are there any guys in the minors? I guess they did their playoffs, so can't really look at that. All right, so let's do this 1-game playoff. Let's see who's pitching for us. Okay, we got the home field advantage. Okay, he's been the best pitcher this year. Who's my third baseman? Nolan Arenado. Man, we really don't have anybody can back up Tommy Edman. Okay, that's got to change. All right, so far it looks like a pitching duel. Hopefully that error won't come back to okay. Hayward, no Contreras, Rizzo. There we go. So I'm thinking if I can get 6 of scoreless out of him or with 1 run, 7th inning's when I'll start looking to change. Okay. Let's see. All right, never mind. He's out. He's done. I wasn't looking at the energy. This is a key moment. Let's bring in. I need somebody who could get some strikeouts too. Let's bring in. Let's see. We got Contreras, then Rizzo, then Marisnik. So let's bring in a guy. All right. Solid. Sack fly. Okay. Oh no, that's not good. All right. And we had a chance to get out of there, only giving up 1 run. All right, O'Neal. Come on, Dylan. I wonder if I should try to steal second. I know steal percent. No, I'm not going to do that. Let's do a hit and run. Okay, I'll take that. Suicide squeeze. There we go. Come on, Glaber. Oh, man. All right. Let's see. So they're gonna bring in their closer. Let's bring in Matt Carpenter. I mean, we really don't have much of a bench. That's one thing I gotta work on in the off season. Okay. Tommy Edman, let's go. You know what? I mean, we gotta get the run in at the end of the day. So I know that this probably isn't the smartest thing to do, but I'm just at least tying the game. There we go, and we win it. There we go, baby. So now I'm intrigued to see. So if we go to the Cubs, yeah, so they got to do a playing game with the Mets. So I'm interested to see what happens out there. Okay, the Cubs win. They're playing the Phillies. All right, so we're playing the Braves. So let's sim through. We got to get our. Okay, it does have our pitching rotation in order. So let's sim the first 2. Oh, wow. Okay, I'll take that. All right, now we gotta beat the Dodgers. All right, this is good so far. 2 outs. Pitch to contact. All right, there we go. Solid. There we go, Victor. Man, he only had 1 home run of the year. I'll take that, though. All right. Come on, Arenado. All right, so let's see if we can get 1 more out of Hudson. Do 1 more batter with him. Okay. All right, we got to get him out of here. Let's bring in Betts. So let's bring in Hicks. Wow, we had 2 runners thrown out that inning. Woof. pinch hit. Let's bring in Carpenter. Oh, that's not what I meant to do, but somehow that worked out. Alright, let's do Gallegos. Yep, 8th inning Gallegos time. There we go. Solid win. We got 2 more to go. See if we can pick up 2 more. Now this time, just to make it a little bit quicker until it gets in some dicey situations or gets close to the end, I'll probably just quick semi-chinning. Alright. Let's see. Kershaw. Oh no, my bad. I'm at LA this time. I wasn't thinking. Alright. So middle of the lineup. Okay. Oh wow. Alright, let's go. Pitching change. Let's bring in Gallegos. Well, that didn't work out this time. Alright, let's go. Let's bring in somebody different than Carpenter. Alright, Carantini. Alright. Let's bring in Ozuna. There we go. Now we got the winner take all game to go to the World Series in the first year. Woo. It's a big one. We got Martinez on the mound. Not trusting him here. He's been solid so far. Okay. That's about the best you could expect out of him. Alright, tie game. Let's go another inning with John Gant. Alright, let's bring in... Let's do Alex Reyes. Give him a shot. Maybe not. That might... That accidentally just hit walk batter. Man, I meant to hit pitching change. That might have just cost me the season right there, making that decision. Yep. Well, this unraveled. That really unraveled that inning. Alright, so obviously I made a mistake there. But you know what? We made it to the Game 7 of the NLCS in the first year, so I'm happy with that. So let's sim the postseason. Astros beat the Dodgers, of course. So now we're going to go to the off season. And let's look real quick before we sim ahead to the next year. Wainwright retiring. Okay. That's understandable. So let's look at exclusive free agents. Andrew Miller. And as I said in my previous video, if you really want to kind of get some draft picks sometimes, just qualify offer everybody. I don't know necessarily how this works, but if you qualify offer everybody, even if you have like 10 people there, even if they accept your qualifying offer, you can just trade them away pretty easily. And sometimes you can end up with some competitive balance round picks. So it's kind of weird how some of that works out. But the only guy I'm going to qualify offer is I'm going to qualify offer him. And even if he accepts it, then you know what, I can trade him if I need to or what. But because this time compared with the Cubs, I'm going to have to work with a little bit more of a budget. So let's do this one. Let's try to offer him. I usually offer a little bit more than what's normal because I hate it when it's like, oh, they accepted another offer. Let's see. Yep. Not that blocking and reaction aren't important, but I always feel like those are the few that are kind of lacking a little bit. All right, so now I'm going to pause it, and I will talk to you guys at the beginning of next season. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the start of the next season. Now, before we actually begin the next season, I wanted to show you a trade that I'm going to make. So, like I told you, I wanted to get rid of Tyler O'Neill, and I really wanted Corey Dickerson because he just always seems to do extremely well. So I'm going to trade Tyler O'Neill and Miles Michaelis And this kid I picked up in the Rule 5, who looked pretty good, but looking at his stuff, 89 miles an hour. He's very similar to Kim. And so since we've already got him, I figured, I'll throw him in that deal. And also I'm getting back Lucas Giolito. So, like I've said before, I feel like the trades in this game are easier than in previous years. Um, I don't know if that's actually true, but it just kind of seems to me that way. But I feel like this is a good trade to make because I really want Corey Dickerson to be my um, to play a lot, even if it's not the everyday left fielder, because I do have Clint Frazier. Or I could use him to kind of trade for something else. Or I guess, you know what? I need a center fielder. That's what I need. So, yeah, so I'm going to make this trade, and then let's talk about other things that we did in the offseason. So if we look here at the roster, let's look at the pitching rotation. Like I said, I picked up Corey Kluber for 1 year. I feel like he's probably going to drop off, but I wanted to take that chance because we needed some other top-of-the-line rotation guys. So now I feel like that's a really, really good one, too, and especially with how this kid pitched. This is the bullpen now. I signed Kirby Yates. So I've just got a lot of guys who could be a closer, these three. And I think I'll probably put Kirby Yates in that role and have these two kind of close it up. Or not close it up, sorry. Yeah, I got a lot of good arms in the bullpen. So I'm really, really happy about where the bullpen's looking. Now let's look at the lineups. So I signed Javi Baez just to a 1 year deal, kind of seeing how that'll work out. So I signed Javi Baez for shortstop. Now I've got Gleyber Torres, Nolan Arenado, Javi Baez there on the infield, and Paul Goldschmidt. I think that is, you can't have a better four across the infield with Tommy Edman coming off the bench and spelling all these guys because we needed another second baseman, shortstop type. The outfield's questionable right now because if you look here, we got Dylan Carlson in right field, which he should get better, but we'll see. We don't really have a center fielder right now. Corey Dickerson, I guess, could play that position. So, and then Clint Frazier in left field. And catcher, we still got Victor Carantini. We got these couple of guys off the bench. None of them really looking to do much. So if there's ever a position to kind of upgrade around the All-Star break, it would definitely be the outfielder at catcher. All right. So that's kind of the lineup, and I'm going to sim to the regular season, and I'll see you guys at the All-Star break. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We are now at the trade deadline. I originally said All-Star break, but I meant trade deadline. At draft day, we were under 500 or right at 500. As you can see, Cubs are dominating the division. Not even a shot there. So we now need to be in position to be a wild card team, and we are in that right now, but it's super close. Maybe 2 games up on the Reds, so we need to keep an eye on that as we go down the stretch. So if we look at the teams here, average 268. So average is up, ERA is good, slugging's good, on base percentage. So I wonder how are the Cubs so much better? They're better average, we got better slugging. Okay, they got a little bit higher on base percentage. They've got a much better ERA. So it's the ERA where they're definitely better. They've also scored more runs. So it's kind of interesting to look at that. Now let's look at some of the players and how they're doing. Pitching rotation first. Flaherty's really good. Giolito, okay. I mean, I was hoping for better than 371 because if you look at last year, he was 228. So he's not on a pace. Let's look at his whip. Yeah, so whip's a good amount higher this year. So, okay, so let's hope he can improve on that. Dakota Hudson, good. Corey Kluber, I was kind of expecting him to slide like that. Maybe we can get something back in a trade. Carlos Martinez, I guess we got somebody else hurt. So let's see. Yates has been okay, not as great as before. Ozuna really good, Hicks really good, Elledge good. So we must have somebody on the injured list because Andrew Miller has not done well. John Gant has. Ponce de Leon's done really well. So I'm going to switch him with Carlos Martinez for that 5th spot. So let's look at the injuries real quick. All right, so he's out for just a little. Victor Carantini out for a while. Gallego's out just a little bit. Okay. Corey Dickerson, 2-3 months. Man. All right. Stinks when a guy that you trade for gets hurt and is out like that. So let's look at the lineups now. Okay, he's solid, and that's a lot of at bats. So that's been a solid, and he's improving. Okay, Tommy Edman. Edman playing right field. Okay. In this particular instance. So we got where's what happened to what's his name? I'll have to look and see if we can find what's his let's look at this real quick because I'm trying to find what happened to Dylan Carlson. He's at AAA? No, we gotta get him back up to MLB. We gotta get him back up to the majors. Put this guy back down in AAA. All right. So now let's look at lineups. Yeah, so Walls has done solid. Edmonds done okay. I mean, 272, that's better than last year. Gleyber Torres, really good. Arenado, I need that to pick up. Goldschmidt, really good. Javi Baez, better than expected. Clint Frazier, okay. Dylan Carlson, I guess they sent him down for a little bit because he's just not hitting that well. Maybe we can trade him and try to, let's see, because I know a player that I'm thinking in mind. Let's see if this would actually work out. So I'm thinking Dylan Carlson. I'm thinking Jared Kalenic. But I don't know if that's a trade that the Mariners would make. Also, what position is he? Did he get traded, Jared Kalenic? I'll have to look around and see. But I might shop around Dylan Carlson a little bit. I might also kind of look to make a couple upgrades. So I'll see you guys at the end of the season and let you know what we did. All right, everybody, welcome back. And I was still doing some trades, so I wanted to show you guys a trade that I was going to make and talk about another one that I made. Nolan Arenado just has not been impressing me. And so I'm going to kind of trade him to free up some money and for future years and get some guys back. So what I'm doing is Andrew Miller's struggling and Seth Elledge, yeah, I don't really care about him. So I'm going to trade those three, and in return I'm getting Vlad Jr., who's having a really good year, solid last year too. Plus I'm getting a top prospect pitcher and Julio Rodriguez. Okay, so that's one trade. Now, the other trade that I made, if we can go up here to, where is it again? Transactions. That's right here, sorry. Transactions completed. So I want to look at me. So one thing I did is I added Mackenzie Gore from the Orioles, and I traded Corey Kluber and then a couple of small minor league guys that were B, but they were older, like they're B potential, but they're older and were far away from the majors. And then I got Jonathan Walton. I'll show you guys him for a second. For Dylan Carlson, and then a low-level prospect. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this guy right here. So this is the guy I traded for, left field. And I'm going to move him to right field. He's 19, 75 overall. Doesn't hit for a lot of power, but look at that average stats. Look at his speed. I think this guy's going to be really good. So I'm just going to move him to right field. I'm not changing anything else other than moving him to right field for his main position. Actually, do I need to do his... So I moved him to 71 overall, but that's all right. He'll end up getting better. So, actually, you know what? Let me move him back to left field. And in secondary positions, let's do the outfield. And a guy that I can afford to move is I'm going to move Clint Frazier over there. Move him to right field. You know what? No, let's just keep him left field, and because we'll keep their stats where they're at, and obviously one of them will just be slotted over there to play left field. But I'm really excited about this guy. So now let's look at our rosters and our lineups. So Jonathan Walton, they're putting him in center, batting leadoff. I like that. Don't necessarily like left. Let's do. Actually, no, I'll let them handle the lineups just because I know whenever somebody gets hurt, it automatically shuffles it and stuff like that. So let's leave it as is, or we can just move him down here that way. There we go. So we still got Javi, Vlad, Torres. We got a lot of right-handed bats, which I'll have to address that in the offseason. But let's go ahead and sim, and let's see where we're at after August. So if you guys remember, we were barely ahead of Cincinnati, and I forget who the other wild card team is. So the fact that we just swept 4 from Cincinnati is huge. Okay, so we're now 12 over, still not, man, my goodness, the Cubs are just on a roll. So we're a game and a half up on Cincinnati, and we are, looks like 2 games up in the wild card. Okay, over the Phillies. So let's look at pitching rotation real quick. I want to make sure Dakota Hudson, Ponce de Leon. I'm gonna put Mackenzie Gore for Carlos Martinez. Um, I know his stats aren't that great right now, but I think he's gonna be really good. Hopefully, that's what the hope is, right? And at the very least, I can rely on these top 3 right now, and then Ponce de Leon to do okay. Kirby Yates, ERA getting better. Ozuna's is there. Hicks is good. Gallegos really good. Gant. All right, so Zach Thompson, man. All right, we gotta send him back down. It's too early for him to be up. I don't know why they called him up. So let's do Zach Thompson. Let's put him back down to AAA, and then let's call Genesis Cabrera up to the majors. I think his stats should be better than they are right now because he's a beast in real life. All right, so let's see. Let's sim the rest of the season. All right, so we're 88 and 74. Uh-oh, let's see. Did we get the wild card? Oh, man, we missed it by 1 game over the Reds. Okay. Usually 14 games over would be enough to get you the wild card, but hey, it is what it is. Reds, well, they lost 4 in a row, and they still somehow won that. Okay. Padres won 2 in a row. Okay. So, obviously, we're going to need to make some moves. So this season did not end how I wanted it to end. So I'm going to need to really think hard for this last season about what to do in the off season to try to win this World Series. So let's see if there are. Okay, so nobody retired. Albert Pujols Hall of Fame. Oh, what did he end up with? 673. Okay. So exclusive free agents. I mean, we'll tender Javi Baez, reoffer him. Tender qualifying offer. Yeah, why not, right? Okay, so now I'm definitely going to offer Corey Dickerson again. Oh, man, he did not do as well last year. He only had 18 at-bats. I'm still going to offer him in 1-year contract and kind of see what can be done. Not offering Carlos Martinez, letting him go. Jonathan Lucroy, letting him go as well. All right, so I'll make some changes, and I'll see you guys at the start of the season. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 3rd season. Now, as you can see from this screen, I've got a budget issue to begin with, so I'm going to have to trade away somebody because I qualified offered a couple of these closers, and they end up accepting it, which is fine. I'm just going to trade one of them away because I've got an abundance of closer talent. So the question is going to be which one of these two. And so if you look at Kirby Yates last year did good, Ozuna did better. So I'll probably try to trade away Kirby Yates. But I signed Tim Anderson because Javier Baez became a free agent and got signed by somebody else. I signed Ketel Marte. And since this is the last year, I signed him to a long-term deal and just made the money backloaded so that it didn't affect me near as much this year. I signed Jameson Taillon. And let's see if there's any other ones. There was a free agent right fielder who I noticed he's in last year's draft. And I don't know why in the world the team didn't sign him, but he's got an A talent. So I'll show you who he is. This kid right here, Lewis Conroy. He was a first-round pick in last year's draft because I remember thinking I wanted to get him in the 2nd round. And he was in the free agent pool. So I don't know why the team didn't sign him, but that guy's really good. And so, as you can see, Ketel Marte, I've got these two right here. And this was my guy from the draft the first year. So he might be able to play a role. Vlad Guerrero, man, we got no second baseman on the roster. I gotta sign a couple just basic second basemen. The 86 on the roster. So as you can see, I'm going to have to trade away somebody. So we'll go ahead and sim to the season, or we'll sim to the spring training, and actually, no, let's look at our pitching rotation real quick. So these top 3 in here, and what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to put Mackenzie Gore here, And I don't know if I was going to keep Jameson Taillon because at the end of the day, I got to win the World Series this year. So I'm going to try to maybe make some moves to try to really bolster this starting rotation. But we'll see. You know, that could be at the All Star break as well. So I'm going to keep Mackenzie Gore here. And we got this guy who I might start off in the minors just to kind of begin the year. But we'll see. So we got a lot of talent. And so I'm going to go ahead and sim um, to the trade deadline. So I'll see you guys then. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the trade deadline. Now, when we got to the draft day, which I'll show you my draft picks, this guy was a good pickup in the set. And I think I had like a compensatory pick there, and then this one was good down here, and this guy, but the other one's not that great. Um, yeah, so when we were at draft day, we were 20 and 26. And so I looked at the roster and I said, stuff's got to change. Like this can't happen anymore. This is the last year. Something's got to give. So I ended up trading for Aaron Nola. I'm trying to remember exactly what I traded for him. I gave away Dakota Hudson and a couple prospects. Um, so I called up Mackenzie Gore, and so you can see these guys like right now. I have a stud rotation now, and Gore, you know, he'd be a good third, a long man in the playoffs, right? Um, I traded for Nick Anderson because Diaz's ERA was at 8. Now it's at 5.11, so it's gotten better. His was also really high. Kirby Yates was high. Basically, everybody's ERA was high. Nobody was doing well. Um, but that's obviously changed right now. So that's improved. And then I didn't do anything with the lineups, but let's look at the lineup right now. Nick Walls. So they have this guy. He's struggling. That's surprising. So they've switched him in, which hey, I'll keep that. I mean, his average is up there. Kentel Marte, really good. Gleyber Torres, good. Tim Anderson, I mean, average isn't great, but hey, I'll take that. Vlad Guerrero, I guess he's been hurt a lot if his average is down like that. Let's see how Julio Rodriguez is doing. Only one at bat in the bigs. Okay, hopefully he'll get some more chances. Paul Goldschmidt, average is down. I mean, I just don't like that. So let's see if I know Rizzo was on the was a free agent last year. Man, Corey Dickerson, what in the world? Tommy Edman, what? Those two guys right there, that's incredible. All right, so Tommy Edman, that's awesome. Wow. So let's look at real quick for trades. Let's see if I don't know who Rizzo signed with. I think it's actually the Reds, if I'm remembering correctly. Yeah, so let's see how he's doing this year. Not much better. But I want to try to see if there's any kind of first baseman that I can trade for with Goldschmidt because that's just not getting it done. So, and it doesn't matter to me if I got to get up a little bit, give up a little bit extra because at the end of the day, this is the year to win it all. So if I got to give up an extra prospect like Max Muncy, so he's hitting 24. So, I mean, that's a lefty. That's an option. Jose Abreu's, nah, not worth it. Brandon Belt, no, I'm not a big fan of Brandon Belt. Luke Voigt, kind of want a left-handed batter. So Max Muncy's probably the best one to go with there. Um, I mean, Josh Bell, having a solid year. Wow, having a solid year compared to what might expect. But let me get back to Jared Walsh. I don't really know much about this guy, but numbers look like they could be okay. Okay, but let's go for Max Muncy. Actually, you know we're gonna go big here. Um, what's the point of having prospects if that guy's hurt? Um, all right, so we're gonna give up him, and then okay, how's this guy doing? Triple A stats, 1 point. Whew, that's awesome. I gotta call him up. All right, so we're getting Max Olson. We're kind of loading up. We gotta load up here. This is the end of the run. This is all. This is gotta leave everything on the line here. Um, so let's move this guy up to the MLB, and then let's take Whitley. I mean, that's still a good ERA, but his I just don't know on that. I'll send him down. I'll risk it. All right. So now let's look at pitching rotation again, so we can see. Yeah, he's gonna be my long reliever. I like that. Let's see if they've changed the lineups to. Yep, good. All right. So now I'm gonna sim to the end of the season, and here's the key. So if you look at the standings, which I didn't really talk about the standings yet, we're 2.5 back from the Reds, 1.5 back with the Cubs. Wild card, 1 back from the Cubs. But here's the key: I don't think we play the Cubs at all the rest of the year. We play them once, but you got 4 against the Reds. Um, yeah, 4, 7, 10. So we got 10 and then 13. So we got 13 more games against the Reds. So if it's close to the end, I'll pick it up right here. All right. So I'll see you guys at the end of the season. All right, welcome back. And as you can see, went on a roll to end the season. Wasn't even that close. Won by 7 games. I was kind of shocked. Even here, we got swept by Cincinnati, and that still didn't even make it close. So you can kind of see all the W's here, especially in this range. Just really took care of business. Making some of those trades definitely helps. So let's look at the standings to end it. So won the division by 7 games. They won a wild card, and we ended up with the best record in the National League. Impressed with that. Even better than the Braves, who we got swept by earlier. American League wild card, Astros, and we had the 3rd best record in baseball. So we're going to play the winner of the Padres and Reds. So if you look at the team, 271 average, 469 slugging. Whew. That's pretty easily the best in baseball here. So wow, that's good. On base percentage, 340, ERA 338. Out of the top teams, so Dodgers have the best. Yeah, so that's pretty good. So let's look real quick at league leaders. Lucas Giolito, 224 strikeouts. Aaron Nola. Okay. Gleyber Torres and runs. So you look at batting average, 325. Well, let's look how our guys finished. So pitching rotation. Flaherty, a beast. Nola, beast. Giolito, beast. Tyon, really well. Kinsey Gore, not really a want. And it seems like last year's game, too. His ERA just. He's got so much potential talent, but the game always seems to. He always seems to have a high ERA in the game. Or maybe it's just young guys usually in their first couple years pitching. But this guy's been good, man. So I'm going to have. Let's see, 40 innings pitched, 35 strikeouts. So I'm going to have each of them there in the bullpen. I'm going to do four-man rotation here for the playoffs. Let's see. John Gant ended up well. Kirby Yates, really good. All right, so that's really good. Nick Anderson, I think that was a good trade. That might have shored things up. Edwin Diaz was not a great sign. Let's look at the lineups. Tim Anderson, good. Kentel Marte, really good. Happy with that. Torres, good as always. Olsen, good. Guerrero, good. I guess he just dealt with injuries or something, or does he just not play much? I don't know what the deal is there. Frazier, solid. Edmund, really good. Dickerson, good. So you look at the bench players. I guess they sent down Walton. Okay. So yeah, I guess that they felt like Walton wasn't the best. Okay. So I was just kind of trying to look and see how some of these guys overall fared. All right, so let's see if I can call up. Let's see. So we're at 26, but if I can call up Conroy, he hadn't been in the majors yet, but he had. Let's call back up Walton. Add to playoff roster. Can I add this guy to playoff roster? Yeah, let's add him. All right, so we'll look for a couple guys to send down. So I'm going to send down Shed. And then Tommy Edman. Ronaldo Nunez. Yeah, I'm going to remove him from playoff roster as well. All right, I just wanted good guys on the bench to be able to provide that. So let's see. San Diego. Okay, good. Man, Oof. Come on, Flaherty. This would not be a good way to end this. All right, got to have confidence. Flaherty going. Let's see, Walton. Um, yeah, we'll go with Walton. We'll give you a try, man. All right. So let's see. Push to contact. All right, we got 2 innings to get something going. There we go, baby. There we go. All right, let's go, Vlad. Big time. Big time. Let's go. All of that with 2 outs, man. Clutch. Now we got to bring in Nick Anderson. Oh, man. Whew. There we go. Moving on. Uh-oh. Well, let's go ahead and play this one. Not off to a good start. Let's see, we got Flaherty going today. Guess I wouldn't think that I kept him in an inning too long. All right. All right, so now we got to win 4 in a row. It's been done before. This is not what I was expecting, though. Okay. Let's put in, who's this guy? Okay. Mm. Mm. All right, we got 2 innings to. Come on, Tim. All right. There we go. All right, pinch hit. So let's see. Let's go Tommy. Let's go Corey Dickerson here. Big time. All right, so that did not end well. We got swept in the NLCS by the LA Dodgers, who did not have as good of a record with us. And let's see who ends up winning, or as us. Let's see who ends up winning in the end. So the Dodgers defeated the Indians. So at least we lost the team that won the World Series. So that was the St. Louis Cardinals rebuild. Obviously, I'm not happy with how it ended. I think it started off well, being 1 game away from the World Series in the first year. Second year, not so great. This one, we got where we're at. But, when you look at the roster, it's crazy to see how we lost 3 games in a row like that in the playoffs. So, or 4 games in a row, sorry. But hey, that's what happens. I feel like in this game sometimes it can be so tough to win just because it's so, I mean, so hit or miss sometimes. But hope you guys enjoyed this rebuild. We didn't reach the ultimate goal, but I think we did some things well. Fielded a good team, made some good trades, good signees, and stuff like that. And as always, if you enjoyed this, make sure to subscribe to M&J Games and to be caught up on any more videos. I also have a lot of Planet Coaster stuff on there if you enjoy that game. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.